It seems, you said a lot of people have their different, at their breaking point, basically, but it does feel like we're one quote unquote emergency threat away from more and more drastic measures every time, and you never know when these are going to happen. But I will say it feels like they're going to happen sooner than it used to feel like. A lot of people aren't bothered by that at all. A lot of people actually kind of beg for some of these draconian interventions that you and I aren't fans of. But for those who do care, like you and I, and don't want to live under draconian authoritarian systems, whether it's digital or local governments not letting you do things, what's the first order of work and preparation that one of my listeners that tends to agree with you and I on these type of things should start moving towards doing, just in a preparation sense?
I think it all comes down to education. I think that a lot of people are super afraid of making these types of changes because they don't really understand what we're talking about. So first of all, you need to get educated. I mean, obviously, come and check out my podcast, The Expat Money Show. We've been going for 6 years. I've done 180 episodes, 190 episodes on there, mostly interviews, mostly long format. All of it's evergreen. That's like a bachelor's, master's, PhD, all rolled into one on a lot of these types of things. And that's completely free. Now, if you want to take a little bit further than that, I mean, you would want to start looking probably at different types of immigration processes, getting a second residency, getting a second passport. Now, the problem is that I can't really give individual advice. I can't say, oh, this is the best country or this is the best program, because what might be good for you, Buck, is completely terrible for me or for any one of your listeners out there, So there are a lot of programs. There's a lot to understand, not just about the program itself or the costs that are involved, but also you have to think of the tax obligations from your home country. You have to look at the tax obligations for the country that you're moving to. You have to look at how much time you need to spend on the ground in that country to keep it active. We need to look at the processing time. What is the end result? If you do get the passport, where do you get to go with that passport? We call this visa-free travel. So there's just so many things to work through. That's usually why people want to work with me, because I do a custom tailor-made plan based on exactly that person's needs. Because, I'll give you a couple of examples. I took 2 clients on last week, and the first one I sat down with and talked to, they said, all we want to do is go to Latin America. We want nothing to do with Europe. Tax is the absolute number one thing. What's the fastest residency and passport we can get in Latin America? 2 hours later or 3 hours later, I had a call with another new client. These were both first-time clients. Sat down with them. They said, all we want to do is go to Europe. Europe is the number one thing. We want to save on taxes, but it's not the most important thing. Lifestyle is the most important. We want history and culture and all of this. And I was laughing because I'm like, for me, tax is like an absolute massive thing. I don't want to spend $1 on tax. I've been pretty much tax-free for the last 20 some odd years, and that's a great feeling. I would never want to enter back into something like that. But for them, it was okay. They were happy to pay for it. We started looking at a place like Portugal, Spain, Italy, these types of countries, which was going to satisfy them from the lifestyle side. So it really depends on the individual. Does that make sense?